Hi guys, and this is another psychology video. I didn't realize I never spoke about this, but I'm going to talk about how to how I improved my emotional stability when it comes to trading, right? Because everyone gets emotional, whether you lose, whether you win, whether you miss a trade. You get emotional. I get emotional too, especially when I've missed a trade, like the breakdown I've just sent before this video of the GEP USD trade I missed. I mean, I'm annoyed that I missed it. However, I've just moved on. I forgot about it. I don't need to worry about it anymore because I've gone back, I've done what I need to do, and I'm happy that I spotted it. That was it. But I'm not acting erratic over it. And that's one of the things that I'm going to talk about. So say for example you take a loss. What I suggest doing is recording how you're acting and recording what your mind is telling you at this moment, and what kind of emotion this is, whether you're angry, whether you're frustrated, however you're feeling. Note it down. And what it will do, it will just highlight, if you do it for like a week or a month even, and if you look back, it will highlight the things how you behaved in certain situations and what was the outcome of it. Say for example you lose a trade, right, and then you revenge trade. But say if you look back at your journal and if you see that that's what you've done, and that's where you took the most losses, you know what caused that, because that one loss caused you to revenge trade, right? So that means it's telling you how you reacted to that. If you note this down, what I mean by noting it down is literally writing it down, how you reacted. And I know it sounds weird to do at first because you're writing about your, not many of us talk about our emotions. And I want you guys to be more open about it, because it's, if you say something in the group and I spot it, I will message you about it, because I spot these things and that's what I'm here to do. Because you may be doing things that that you may not spot, but others will, which is why I want you guys to be open about your emotions when it comes to trading, right? But what I mean is, just over a week or a month, however you want to do it, just record your emotional stability and how you react to certain situations. And then from there you can sort of find your personal patterns. You can for example, some of us trade with fear, or some of us are scared of losing out. I literally just said the same exact thing. For example, say you're closing trades too early for whatever reason. It doesn't make sense why you're closing it too early. Write that down, because say for example you close a trade at 2R and that trade goes to 100R, right? And you're frustrated, you're annoyed that you missed it. But why did you close the trade? At these situations, just write it down straight away, as while it's fresh, and then write down exactly how you're feeling. And when it comes to that point again, how you're going to react. Just don't pull the trigger, just sit back and let it go. And that's exactly what I did, because I was closing trades way too early, because I used to see the monetary gain and close it, but then not realizing what percentages it's possible. And it changed a lot when I did this journaling. This is a different kind of journaling. You're journaling your emotions, right? And from here you need to identify what's bothering you. You need to identify your fear, whether it's losing money or the fear of being wrong, or whether it's both. But you need to notice it, because if you aren't noticing it, if you're being completely ignorant, you're not gonna get anywhere, right? Sometimes when I give feedback on a trade or give feedback on certain losses, I get and I sometimes get an angry response, but all I'm doing is highlighting things that you're not wanting to follow, right? That's completely up to you. However, you need to acknowledge this yourself, because it's your emotions playing here. Your emotions are reacting to me, because you would come. I'm not talking about anyone specifically. This happened in the past, by the way. Not anyone in this group at this point. But you would come back and apologize to me for how you reacted. But I'm trying to tell you that this is how you reacted, and this is what I want you guys to do. I want you guys to realize how you react in certain situations and notice it, and act upon it. Sorry, I was going to say not act upon the negative. I'll explain that. I was going to say, so you act upon that. Say for example you have a trigger and you realize this is how you react over the situation many times. You can prevent yourself from doing something stupid like revenge trading, which is what a lot of people do. And I don't want you guys to fall in that situation, because the whole point of me being your mentor is I've made the mistakes. I've made so many mistakes, and I don't want you guys to do the same, because I want you guys to learn from my mistakes and progress further than me. Okay, I want you guys to be better than I ever will be, right? Because I'm making the mistakes for you, right? That's my point as your mentor, and that's what I've decided. That's why I've taken this role, because I didn't have it when I first started. I mean, I had support, but I didn't really have someone to guide me, and someone to tell me about their mistakes, because they just didn't open up about these things. And I want to tell you how I react to certain situations, and I want you guys to learn from this, learn from my mistakes, because my mistakes are mistakes that you should be making, because I'm telling you how I've made the mistakes, and I'm telling you how I reacted at these mistakes. And I don't want you guys doing the exact same thing, because that's the whole point of me being your mentor. That's my job. All right. And now I want you to, and the main thing is, I want you to acknowledge this and be open about it. Not exactly to me or anyone, but you need to be open about it to yourself. All right. You need to acknowledge that you're emotional, because we all are. No one, although you can say, detach yourself from the money and detach yourself from this and that. I mean, yes, I somewhat have. I enter pretty much every single trade that I see without any question about losing the money, because I'm not really fussed about that. But I'm not saying that I'm fully detached, because when I take a loss, it still does make me, especially when I had that string of losses last week or whatever it was. If you scroll up in this channel, you'll see it. It did get to my head a little bit. I remember messaging James and Ben saying, what's going wrong? Like, I'm entering these trades, and they're perfect setups, but I'm still getting them wrong, and there's little things that I'm missing out on, right? But I'm open about it, because I'm explaining it, and then when that happened, things progressed. I understood my mistakes, understood how I was behaving, and I'm still doing it today. I'm not necessarily journaling, but I'm just understanding how I'm reacting to certain situations, right? And the objective here isn't to try and fix your problems. It's not trying to fix your fear, or it's not trying to fix anything, right? You're just trying to acknowledge how you react, and all you're doing is trying to change the way that you're thinking. You're not trying to fix it, right? Because fixing it is something that it makes it sound like it's a chore, right? It should be something that you're slowly understanding, and becoming comfortable with. And the main thing I'm trying to say is you need to be comfortable with losses, which is what causes a lot of our issues as traders, right? Because, like, for example, when I take a loss, yes, it affects me, but it doesn't get to me. As in, I don't think about it. Once I've taken a loss, I look back at the trade, I work it out, see what I've missed out. There's always something. If there isn't something that I can't find, then I just leave it. I move on, because I don't want to ponder about it, especially if it's a missed trade as well. Like the trades that I've gone really well that I've marked out but didn't take. I take it as a compliment that I found the trade, but regardless of whether I entered or not, you always have to try and find the positive, regardless of your situation. And this goes to whatever's happening in your personal life, right? Don't let it affect your trading. And as I always say, if you're not feeling right, then don't trade. If there's a lot of stress going on in your life at the moment, I mean, I've been through a lot, and there's moments where I just haven't sat down and traded, because my mindset isn't there, and I want you guys to acknowledge that. And especially for me, like for example, when I'm in the hospital, when I'm coming in and out, I know that sometimes I can be quite impulsive when I'm trading, right? When I'm looking at the charts, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but I know that my strike rate just isn't great when I'm in there. But I acknowledged that, right? And I acted upon that. I don't look at the charts as much when I'm in, just not as active on the charts really. And the reason I've done that is because I know that, with experience, that I'm not that good. And you need to find when you're at your best and when you're at your worst. When you find out what you're like and what triggers you to be at your worst, you can act upon this, right? And this will mitigate your losses pretty much. And not saying you're going to win every single trade, because you won't, but it's one step closer to improving your strike rate and improving your trading and improving your consistency. So I hope this video, or whatever you want to call this, I hope this has been useful. But yeah, give it a try. You know, you don't have to, but try it. You know, be open about your emotions, accept your faults, and accept criticism from whether it's us or anyone. You know, because this is what makes us traders, and this is what helps us become better